It was in 1947 that William Randolph Hearst opened his $165 million, 29-bedroom mansion to those who wished to see his extensive collection of Greek vases, Spanish and Italian furniture, Oriental carpets, Renaissance vestments, as well as a vast library with many books, paintings, and statues from all over the world. As the owner and creator of the United States' largest newspaper chain, Hearst could afford to invest his vast wealth in the creation and expression of his unique identity. Indeed, the house he created could be described as nothing less than a large part of who he was, with each room facilitating an aspect of himself he held dear. Guests frequently visited these painstakingly crafted rooms, furnished with antique furniture and decorated with famous artwork, gaping at this magnificent congregation of the things this man loved. You know, I really want you to imagine this house, each room a representation of a small part of this individual. And I want you to hold on to this image, seeing it as more than just a house, but as an outwardly expression of an identity. Now, following my brief stint as an infant of the 20th century, I became a child of the 21st century. With that comes several obligations, one of which is an adeptness at the use of social media. Now, I, like many of you, I'm guessing, I felt a barrage of claims about how social media is fundamentally changing us as individuals and contorting our identities. And yet I, like many of you, was not deterred, and my online identity exists on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, as well as on Google+. It has fulfilled a certain innate desire I have to express what I feel to be my unique identity and to view other people's expressions of their unique identities. And so I began to wonder, has social media really changed us? And if so, how? Now, I've often heard that social media makes our identities more transient, giving people a greater inclination to lie about themselves in attempts of presenting a false impression on the viewers. And yet, isn't this what we've been attempting to do for as long as human consciousness has existed? You know, I do it every day. I put on a smile when I feel sad. I buy clothes that I think look good on me. You know, in fact, I'm wearing a shirt and a pair of pants when I'd much prefer a t-shirt and a pair of shorts. So, how else? I then realized that every single one of us could do what Hearst did back in 1947. Now, I'm not referring to the building of a physical $165 million house, but one that exists purely in the digital world. I liken my online identity to this digital house, with each room facilitating a certain aspect of my personality, be it the informal, friendly space of the Facebook living room, the more formal space of the LinkedIn office, or the thought-stimulating comfort of the Twitter shower. This digital house requires no expense to create and little effort to maintain. To share an accomplishment, a thought, an idea, or a desire, I need only take out my phone. And yet, in its essence, my digital house is not completely unlike that of William Randolph Hearst. It too contains a multiplicity of rooms that all communicate a unique part of who I am. It too contains my thoughts, my ideas, my aspirations, as well as the things that I enjoy. Each room conceals the things that I want hidden and exaggerates those that I want magnified. And yet, as the door closed on the last guest, I'm sure that Hearst receded to the one room that he felt was only his own, a place that was beyond the reach of his guests and friends, an intimate space that I'm sure he wanted to remain just that, only his. Each and every one of us needs this space. And when the laptop screen is shut and the phone is put on silent, this is the place we should go to. This is the place that we should feel is only ours. Sherlock Holmes called all of this his mind palace. Freud, the subconscious. The religiously minded, the soul. Keats, the appropriate mansion of many rooms. So maybe social media hasn't changed our identity, but has instead allowed us to immortalize our identity and build our digital house, constructing each room to represent the part of ourselves that we want to share. Perhaps social media has in fact allowed us to build as many mansions as we like, decorating and redecorating them as our context shifts and as we grow richer in experience. Thank you.